Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Cult Film Review. I am your host, Cody Everett, and this week we are talking about Anaconda, starring J-Lo, Owen Wilson, John Voight. I mean, tons of huge upcoming actors.
Upcoming.
In 1997.
In 1997.
Yeah, John Voight was nobody. No one knew who he was.
No
when
one
he
had a
Nobody knew
clue.
the
He
fuck
was
that
he
guy
was re-upping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
97. John Voight was just starting his career.
Just started. Just a young upstart.
What did he do after that?
He just started.
Just about anything he could get.
Really? Did it come down to that?
We haven't even started the show, so let's just
we
start the
kinda
show.
did.
Let's start it.
Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopek.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
All right, guys, so this week we are talking about Anaconda. J-Lo, a huge fan of hers, is in this
That's
movie.
his opening. That's his opening for this movie. So let's talk about Anaconda, J-Lo.
Yeah.
Just jump right into it. You know what I mean?
J-Lo, thanks for having hard nipples through the whole film. I appreciate that.
Not the whole film.
For a hot, steamy Amazon, it looked pretty cold.
Yeah.
so good.
So this week we're talking about the great 1997 creature feature. I don't know if I want to call it great, but so basically, if you've never seen this movie before, kind of what it's about is basically like a National Geographic film crew going to film a documentary about the tribe, the people of the mist, the Shirshama. If you just slur your words together, it pretty much sounds like the name of. If
Nobody can screw that
You
up.
get real drunk, you're just like, you're sure. Oh, the people of the mist.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you
Okay,
meant.
People of the Mist.
So they're going to look for the people of the mist. And on their way filming this documentary, they run into a stranded guy out in the middle of the Amazon River. And they bring him on board, and he has his own ideas of what he wants to take this voyage to. And it's to catch really big warrior snakes.
Warrior snake.
So let's just get into it right off the bat. John Voight is the reason I feel like this movie is a cult film. We haven't brought up like what makes a movie a cult film, but this is a great film to bring that up.
Brought that up.
Not
several times.
not
Not in a
recently.
while, and I think this is the perfect
Let's
one.
remind
because
our audience that probably listens to this only because they're
is
cult
there a
film
cult? Is there a cult following for Anaconda?
I don't
Yes,
think
there
there
is.
is. Yes, there is.
There
For
is.
sure. What is the cult of Anaconda?
It's so bad, it's good.
so bad it's good. It's won multiple Razzies.
I don't.
Or at
I
least
don't
it
put
Did
this.
win? No, it was nominated several times. It never
Yeah,
won.
It never won.
I gotta be
Well,
honest. I
The
did not.
Postman beat it out
It's-
basically
it's-
in every category.
It's
Well,
so,
could
it's
you
so
just
bad
see
it
the
failed
Postman?
at that.
yeah.
But this isn't bad. This isn't like when I think of bad, good, or good, whatever, however you want to put it. Troll 2, like something we've done recently, actually. Like this wasn't really.
But you got to think about it in this context, right? You probably saw it when it came out in 1997. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
like
I
did.
saw it in the theaters.
Okay,
Pretty
so
sure I did too, actually.
at the time, this movie had a $45 million budget and made $136 million. It was a huge hit, right?
Yeah.
Now, take a look at this movie through let's say a kid who was born after 1997 who's watching it now in 2015. This movie has got to be hysterical.
You think hysterical?
To
I
them,
don't know.
yes. Because Ice Cube is in such a different place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So them looking at Ice Cube is totally different probably than the way we're looking at Ice Cube.
But he's doing like,
Wait,
are we
what-
there yet? Shit. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what's the? This is cooler than that. This is battling giant snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look how crappy the snakes look.
I'm not gonna say they look that crappy.
You're crazy.
What the hell? This podcast just took a turn for the weird.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say they looked that crappy. For like, I thought they did a nice balance of practical and what CG was at the time.
I'm gonna take back
What
what I said.
snake?
I
What-
thought I thought this was gonna be all of us against Cody, but I think it's gonna be all of us against Chris now.
Oh, do you hate the effects in this film?
The snake looks horrible.
What snake makes that noise? Also, can we
It sounded
just
like it did sound like a cat at one point.
What is that noise?
Yeah.
What is that noise?
Well,
know,
see, that's an anaconda. See, his vocal cords have
Oh,
double
it's
his
di-
size
oh.
as well.
Okay.
You know what I heard did the voice? It was Bill Hader.
Oh, it was Bill Hader?
Yeah, he was doing
I heard it was also the other guy from Parks and Rec too.
Yeah, yeah, it
They
was.
did like a blend.
Ben Schwartz. Yeah,
What
he
the
was doing-
fuck?
Yeah.
What, is that
Yeah.
real?
They worked together for this.
No, not at all.
Okay,
even
thank
remotely
God.
That's
real.
a Star Wars reference that we're doing now because Star Wars came out today, but you people won't hear this until way after Star Wars has been out. So
Stores.
Stores.
I'm getting my John Voight voice
Is
already.
that what it is?
That's
What
what
was
it
that,
is.
anyways? What was it? Where was he from?
He's a
Paraguay.
he's
Yeah,
a
he was from Paraguay. He was a white guy from Paraguay.
Yeah.
He's a failed priest.
so
Yes.
what would that be Paraguay like what's the
I'm pretty sure they're not as white
Is-
as John Voight.
No,
Are you
I'm
sure
not-
he's white? His slick back hair really
I'm not
threw me
saying
off.
that.
The
I'm just saying-
ponytail? You mean the ponytail doesn't make him from Paraguay?
Yeah.
It's like he took like he was like I'm going to be the Paraguay version of Marlon Brando.
That's basically
Yeah,
what he
yeah,
was.
basically.
absolutely.
That's
Except
what I got
with
from
none
it.
of
Nailed it.
Brando's acting ability.
Oh, because he was so much better, you mean?
Oh man.
What, dude?
Are we
I
getting
can't
into
even,
that now?
I can't even figure out how he. Fuck it. I can't even figure out how he made half the faces he made. I was like, how do you use your face?
His-
how do you frown that much?
His face. The problem I have with his entire performance is it's so deliberate. There's never a point in time where you don't know exactly what he's thinking. Suspicion, raised eyebrow. Like sadness, yes. Am I lying? Of course I am, because it looks like I'm hiding something. Like his entire.
He's like always biting
Yeah,
the top of
it's-
his
it's
lip,
it's
and
almost
chewing
like-
on something.
It's almost like he was a fucking Muppet. Like he was just like a puppet.
it's like a leather muppet.
Yeah, like everything that he needed to express to the audience, he did it in front of everybody.
I would
He
say
was. He was like a piece of beef jerky.
I'll say he successfully has like probably the strongest presence of the film.
Well, yeah, because it's so big and ridiculous.
It worked. I mean, it's like for
Does
this
it
adventure
work?
film.
Is work the word we want to
Is-
use?
I think it worked for
Can
this
we
movie.
use a different word like doesn't work?
No,
like the opposite
but
of
I think that's what makes this the cult film
It
because
absolutely does, though.
he has the performance of a cult film that's so bad it's good.
Oh,
where
they're gonna
other
say
people,
a box of rocks.
everybody else is like no, like everybody's playing it straight and like trying to play their character good, and then you have John Voight who either just doesn't give a fuck or he's trying so goddamn hard to play it good that he's playing it terrible. It's one of the two.
To me, it
Yeah.
seems like he was trying too hard.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna win an Oscar for this, and
Yeah.
you can't.
I don't think he
Because
thought he was
it's
gonna win an
Anaconda.
You
Oscar.
can't. That's an expensive movie though for that time.
45 million?
Yeah.
No, yeah, listen to this factoid. This one blew my mind. Blew my mind.
Go on.
So, for every second that there was a CG snake on
Oh.
on there on the film, it cost $100,000 a second.
Yeah.
$100,000 a second.
That explains
Yeah.
why they use so many practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they look great.
When did Jurassic Park come out? 96?
Yeah. I don't know.
was it before this? I think it was before
maybe it
this.
was like-
Yeah, it was definitely before this.
No,
Jurassic
94.
Park, Jurassic Park like started the
94.
93
Yeah,
creature
it did.
revival.
It
So
did.
this is back when CG was like
Yeah,
a burgeoning technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which the practical effects, Chris, that monkey, bro, the
What?
dead monkey that everybody was throwing around like crazy.
They got spit at
That
him.
looked
Why did
good.
the snake spit?
You thought that looked good?
Why did the snake spit the monkey? Can snakes
Because
spit food
no,
out?
it's a thing with the snake that they regurgitate
Yeah.
to eat again.
Yeah, they're never
Was that-
Oh,
they're
it's just
never full.
projectile?
I mean, it projectile John Voight at the end.
Yeah, it did.
I just thought John Voight just kind of slid out of his gullet.
He
Projectile,
slid
same
down
thing.
his
He
gullet.
just was like,
I think the monkey looked great. It looked exactly like a plush monkey.
It did.
Exactly like one.
It did. It was like
Are we talking live monkey or dead monkey?
the dead
A
monkey.
dead plush monkey.
a dead plush
Okay,
monkey.
I was talking about the live monkey.
Oh,
Oh,
you mean
yeah,
the real
I
monkey?
just accepted the dead monkey as a dead monkey.
That was
I
a
didn't-
real monkey, though.
Yeah, the live monkey's
See,
the real monkey.
that's what
Yeah.
that's where the confusion was.
You thought it was CG?
No, god damn it. Let's skip over this.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break, and we come back. We're gonna talk more about J-Lo because I want to talk more
Have
about
you
J-Lo
talked about her once yet?
Jenny from the block.
and her character.
just me, or does the jungle make you really, really horny?
Oh no, I think it's the jungle.
I'm serious. I've got like one thing on my mind.
All right, guys, so we're back, and we're talking more about Anaconda. And I kind of wanted to get into the cast a little bit and talk about how young this cast that we all pretty much know pretty well now was. John Voight, extremely young.
Fresh newborn.
No. But, like, okay, so you people may know her as J-Lo now, but Jennifer Lopez as Flores.
Before this, she
Terry
was
Flores.
in Money Train.
She was in Money Train before this. That was the one movie she did before this?
I don't know. I just know that she was in
That was her
Money
big.
Train.
That was like
She
her
was in
big
that Oliver
breakout.
Stone movie. Wasn't she?
U-Turn.
U-Turn, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was a fly girl.
yeah.
She was a fly girl on In Living Color.
So this is when she was kind of coming in as like a badass now. Or did she already do badass roles?
Well, if Money Train came before this, yeah,
So she did.
she was a badass in Money
Okay,
Train.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so she basically plays the badass documentary film director,
Mhm.
which those are real. Nothing wrong with the script there.
What? Michael Moore's not a badass. Michael Moore's not a badass.
Michael Moore is the biggest badass
He's such a badass.
going
Yeah.
right now, except for J-Lo.
So there's Eric Stoltz who plays Kale, and I was like kind of thrown off by what was their relationship?
I think I felt like they knew each other. They went to the same school. That's what I got.
Well,
from
he
it.
was an expert in like South American tribes. Like that was his expertise.
At least
What was the question?
At least that's what he told.
Eric Stoltz, what
What
his
was- yeah.
expertise was.
But-
As I understood it, he
Not what
was
his-
some sort. Maybe he was also
He's
a
an
documentary.
anthropologist.
Yeah, right.
He's an anthropologist.
But we're trying to figure out why him and J-Lo were so close. Like, had they worked together? Obviously.
No, I felt like they
Pretty
went
sure
to school
they
together.
went to school together, yeah,
Yeah.
along with Ice Cube.
Okay, so
They all went to USC.
USC.
Oh, okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I must have missed that.
How it's all over the movie. They talk about USC and he's wearing a USC shirt.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's what the first thing he says after he says, "Today's a good day." He didn't have to use his
Shameless.
Yeah, he didn't have
So
to use his AK.
shameless.
He wish he had brought his AK.
AK. He wish he brought his AK.
If he brought his AK, this movie would have been done in like 15 seconds.
Ice Cube before he did Are We There Yet?
Yeah,
Was this
Obviously.
was
In
after-
Barbershop.
Was this
after
after
Friday.
Friday?
his seminal
is.
role.
This is when he was still hard.
But he was in stuff. He was in Boys in the Hood. I mean, that
He was. I don't.
That's really where you got to
that's
start.
probably like
That's where you got to
96,
start. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is really where he developed as an actor.
Oh, in Anaconda.
so.
This is where he really.
He was definitely not
will-
typecast.
Came into his own.
He's definitely not typecast at all.
Yeah, he was the thug cameraman.
Hey, what we need you to do is just play Ice Cube, but you hold a camera.
Right.
Is-
And
I
you
feel
just
like
look annoyed with everybody all the time.
Yeah,
He did, and threatened to kill everybody.
yeah. Threaten to kill
He was
everyone,
everybody
Yeah.
was
but
like,
do a
you
terrible
defi-
job at it.
You definitely don't touch his boombox.
What was that
don't.
line? He pulls out. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me," or he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." He's like, "Yeah, and you and who else?" And he's like, "Yo, mama."
Yeah, you in one
Yeah.
army. Your mama.
Yeah.
A great
Your
line.
mama.
I will say all the roles in this are so abundantly stereotypical. Like Ice Cube has to listen to gangster rap. He has
And
to
nobody
listen
can
to,
touch the stereo.
Who was he listening to?
Mac 10?
Mac 10, right?
Yeah,
He was listening to Mac 10, and of course there was the British guy who, of course, loves opera and tea, and
Yeah, Warren.
God, I
Warren
wanted him to
Westridge?
die so bad.
Westridge,
and
Wow, I
he
can
loved
talk.
golf. He loved the game of golf.
Then you got Owen Wilson, who's
Who-
Gary Dixon,
Yeah, he
who
was.
just wants to bang.
Stereotypical sound guy.
Just wants to get his dick wet in the Anaconda.
I mean, have
Is
you
it
not
me
have you
or-
not seen Role Models? That's basically.
Is it me or does the jungle just make you really horny?
It does. It's definitely just you.
Which she doesn't say. She says, "Yeah." It's
Although
jungle.
he is my favorite character in the movie.
Really?
He gives the only speech and the only dialogue that really makes any sense. I would be Gary Dixon to a fucking T. Like, he's gonna, hey, let's follow the snake guy because we need to salvage something on this. Like, listen, the documentary shot.
Yeah, but then he becomes like an oppressive warlord with that gun. he's impending. Like he's just sitting there like a.
You would give that speech with one of your friends dying in
Yeah.
the next room.
Hey.
Well, fuck.
What an asshole.
He ain't, well, obviously Gary and Kale were not that close. They weren't that
What
close.
Carrie-
Gary
him-
just
her
saw
and Carrie were,
dollar
or-
signs. That's all he saw.
$1 million.
Yeah, that's all he saw. Is dollar
1
signs.
million.
I could buy. He said, "J-Lo, I could buy you a new boyfriend with that much money.
For real. Get over
we don't
it.
even need this one. We
Well,
kick
he
him
had
in
to
the
buy a
river.
new girlfriend after that too.
Eric
Same
Stoltz just
thing.
sleeps through the whole damn movie.
That's what I
anyways.
hate about him, dude. Like he's just a dumb baby. Like
I liked his
Eric
character.
Stoltz?
Stoltz's character.
Eric
in
Stoltz
this
was a
movie.
fucking badass.
he's like,
Yeah, he was a
he's like-
fucking-
they
Eric
start trying
Stoltz
to
was
like
a fucking badass
They try to
this
start outsmarting each other, and he saves them by stabbing a pen through his throat or something.
Yeah,
like
how do
that.
you not know a giant ass wasp is in your fucking breathing?
What the fuck is that? Yeah,
No,
like,
why would you know? It's he
You
put
would
it-
instantly feel a wasp that's 3 feet long.
Not if it was like.
But you're
if it was, like,
underwater. Where are you
hanging
gonna
out
go
up
with
but
it?
it was
too.
in the mask before that.
Yeah, it was.
No,
in the
I don't
mask
think it was in.
before
The,
that.
I thought it was
John
in like
Voight
No,
planted
it was
it.
in the. It was in the. It was in the mask beforehand.
Oh, it was in the mask.
Yes, because
It
John
was in,
Voight
it was
planted
in,
it.
Yeah, it was in the respirator, but it could have been like down the tube. A
Yeah, that's
ways,
what I was
and,
thinking,
Like,
like,
as
down
he
the
was
tube.
breathing, it was kind of like
Yeah.
hanging out for a while, and then it finally flew in his mouth and stabbed him
Yeah,
with
Ugh.
its butt.
you're
Ugh.
screwed. You're screwed if you do that.
You gotta get stabbed in the throat if you do that.
Yeah. So you wanted to
Which
stab him in
proves-
the throat and then
Which
save
proves
him?
that no, that
Yeah,
proves
why do you
that's
save him?
That's because he's not that Paul Cerrone. He's not a bad guy. Like that's kind of what he's trying. I think his character's trying to say. Like he's just obsessed with this legend, and like he's like what's his name from Congo?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Colonel Place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tim Curry?
Tim Curry. Yes, he's like Tim Curry in Congo. He's that character.
Well, go ahead.
Like he doesn't like he's gonna kill him if he has to, to get what he wants, to get his money, but he's not like gonna not kill. Like you know what I mean? He's not gonna kill him because they can help him.
Actually, there's an interesting thing. This movie got relatively panned by critics, except for Roger Ebert,
Yeah.
who gave it 3 out of 5
Love
out
this
of
movie.
4, and said that there were times where he cried because of the love between John Voight and trying to kill the snake. Like it was fucking Moby Dick or some shit. Like,
Oh, God.
seriously, like he was obsessed with this.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to say I disagree with the late great Roger Ebert on this one.
Yeah.
But you like that's
was not brought to tears.
Yeah.
He's like
At
that's
no
the
point
thing.
I was brought to tears from laughing.
I was brought to tears when I hit play and knew that I had that 2 hours out of my life gone.
He didn't fail though. He was. What makes you say he failed? He didn't fail.
He failed.
He didn't fail.
Yeah, he did.
I know what I know. We're gonna be doing terrible accents
And
all night.
let's talk
tonight,
about
I feel like.
I want to talk about Danny Trejo.
Oh.
He plays the only role he's known as poacher. He's a poacher.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's the
And
very
he's the guy that
first
blows
guy,
his
right?
head. Right, but he's recognizable only because we know Danny Trejo's face, but without the facial
The mustache.
or
Yeah,
goatee or
yeah.
whatever it is. Without that, and the fact that they clearly changed his voice.
Yeah, they dubbed some other
They
language.
dubbed somebody else's voice in it. Like obviously, we're like, you're a little too. Like I don't know what they were trying to say because this is the same year he did Con Air, so it's not like we didn't know who Danny Trejo was, and he did Blooded and Blown Out and all these other films that we know him from. So he wasn't relatively new, but they obviously felt like they didn't like his
Maybe they just
L.A. way of speaking. I mean, is he from L.A.? I can't remember where he's from.
maybe I don't
Maybe
know. I
East
thought it was
LA.
related to like it was like some foreigner or something like that.
No, they tried to make him like I guess South American.
They made him Portuguese. He was speaking Portuguese.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why they dubbed over.
okay.
And Danny Trejo probably doesn't speak Portuguese, so
It's not that far off of Spanish.
That scene actually has the
but
best
do I
shot
even
in
know
the
if he
movie.
speaks Spanish?
What
though?
shot is that?
When the nails are flying up from the floorboard.
That is the most memorable
my
shot in
God.
this movie.
Dude, that shot is the best shot in the whole movie.
that is really good. It is
Even,
really
even
good.
when I was a kid, saw it the first time, that was like when I was like,
The nail is
Whoa.
in slow
Actually-
motion into his face and then dropping.
Right,
Like,
right.
it's so
I do
cool.
want
You
to
know
talk.
what
I do want to talk about one interesting shot in the film.
Oh, there's a couple.
There's a weird Dutch angle that happens.
Oh, all right.
When Owen Wilson has the gun for the first time and he's like kind of like walking over like a guard.
yeah, it's so
and
weird.
everybody's
so
like
out of
looking at him
place.
like, and it's such a weird shot.
Yeah.
Like it just came out of nowhere. Like I learned this in film school. Like he just tilted the camera for like no reason.
Well, if we're getting into shots, I did like the shot of from the inside of the Anaconda. I'm glad they went there.
Oh god, that was.
I'm glad they
Vagina
went there.
cam.
I know.
I also
so
I
good.
It's
also
like he was
like
coming out of the fucking cervix or something.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like fucking like.
I
what
loved
was
it.
that?
Thought it was genius.
Out of the
Um,
duodenum.
I also I guess it's not the shot, but the scene at the end when you think that the snake has been beaten and it pops back up through the dock. That actually made me jump.
Really?
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, "Whoa, I forgot about that." Like,
I kind of feel like that had to happen.
Yeah, I was waiting
The
for
fire wasn't enough.
Yeah, when it came,
when it getting blown out
And
of
by
a
the way, that snake
smokestack
was
wasn't
stupid.
enough.
Just go in the water. Stupid snake.
It's all on fire in the water.
Yeah.
Sounded
So
like
bad.
a kitten at one point, or like a cat screeching.
yeah, dude,
or
it's
something.
so
That was
weird.
a cat on fire. That's what that was.
That was the sound.
Sound of what happens when he... That got dark.
That got dark
That
really
got dark.
fast.
So different when you're talking about
Anaconda's a
cat.
dark movie.
It is.
Bound to go to these.
It is,
the
dude. People
depths
people
of
die.
the Amazon.
Who else can we talk about? Who else can we talk about?
We can talk about some of the deaths. You want to talk about some of the deaths?
Can we talk about Carrie Werner?
Oh,
She's in
Carrie,
some.
Carrie Werner's the best actress in the movie.
She's pretty good.
She's the best actress in the movie.
No,
Yeah.
she is. She's the most believable out of all
She's
of
the
them.
most
hands
believable.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Hands down.
Owen Wilson's
Baby Bird.
fuck buddy.
Baby Bird.
Baby Bird.
Okay.
Baby
Yeah.
Bird.
Didn't she date? She dated George
Bird.
Clooney for a while. I think she dated.
Did
George
she?
Clooney. I think she was like engaged to him or something. Like that.
Oh, I did not.
I
hear
can't
that.
remember. I don't know if that's true, but
Asada
We
would
can
be
spread
pro-
rumors.
We'll look it up.
I know she did a lot of weird, like like soft porn.
Semi
movies.
or it was?
Not full soft porn.
She got a lot of guys semi.
She was. I mean, don't get me wrong. Carrie Werner is a gorgeous woman,
She is. She's
but I
beautiful.
think for a long time her career was kind of like
Porn. She did porn.
Not
in
porn.
the seedy depths of soap
did- she
opera
did Cinemax. She
softcore.
did
I'm not going to
Cinemax.
say
She
it
did
was
Cinemax.
soft porn, but at least Poison Ivy level.
What? I don't get that reference.
Like Poison Ivy, like Drew Barrymore and Poison Ivy.
That's
Us-
yeah. I don't know
It's
if that,
not a soft porn, but it's certainly
They
a
show it boob
super
probably.
sexual movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
dark
Yeah.
blue. I know.
well, she was fantastic in this movie and
She was
pretty fucking hot. So
Us-
good for her.
A
Closed
salad,
case.
a salad would be perfect, Baby Bird.
Yeah, that was I hated that.
Dude, he
Is
has-
that your accent?
He- dude,
will be
He was
perfect, baby bird.
that's the thing too. Is like he was Grumpy Cat before Grumpy Cat was
He was
in
He
this
was.
movie.
John Voight.
Dude, the frowns are amazing. I tried to
John
recreate
Voight.
the frowns myself that he was
Can't.
making because they were so arched. It's impossible. They're amazing. He's amazing. In
Well,
this
he's
movie.
I'm
angry.
doing it right now.
He's angry because his daughter is a saint.
So, I want to bring up a point about the deaths. Are
Let's
the
do it.
deaths too similar to be rememberable?
What do you mean too similar?
Memorable?
Yes.
Rememberable.
Oh, because
Rememberable.
every single time the snake would grab him
And just
grab their
wrap
head,
around him.
snap him in half.
And just wrap around
Except
him, pull him
when
somewhere.
Except that weird one where
With the cat?
John Voight. No,
with
where-
the panther?
No.
Yeah. That
No.
real panther it killed?
That's a real
That's
panther.
good effects right there, man.
Yeah, that
it eats John Voight and digests him in literally like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that is.
a-
The Panther?
That's not John Voight.
John Voight, goddamn.
John
Oh.
Voight. Well, some people might call him the
I
Panther.
believe, I
but
believe he's known as the Panther.
the panther? Oh, I didn't know you guys were that
In
close.
some circles.
I didn't know you guys were that close, Chris. I had no idea that you and John Voight.
No, it's
oh, you
okay.
mean the Panther? That's what I call him.
Yeah.
I know, that's what
Sorry, I
call
forgot
him.
his name was John.
And he does that weird wink.
At the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Like,
favorite
was that
part.
supposed to be funny?
No, that's the best part.
That's definitely something that makes it.
I do love his death because of that like neck bubble that pops out when his
Yeah,
neck.
when-
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, it looked good.
There's some good effects in this movie.
Not really. Not
Name
really.
another one. Name another one.
I
How about the wild boar?
Wild boar.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good effect
Looks like
too.
somebody
huh?
just kind of chucked that at the
I didn't
camera.
even think I saw anything.
Do you guys know
there.
about boars?
They
Boars?
go for the eyes. Is that what
Yeah,
that
they
is?
do go for
Go
the
for the
eyes.
eyes.
They gore.
They can actually leap like 6 feet in the air. And
Damn,
just cut your eyes
damn.
out with their tusks.
Oh, that freaks me out.
Yeah, you didn't know that
I
about
don't
them?
think that's true. I think Mike is making this up on the fly.
Just like John Voight.
I think he's just copying what John Voight said.
I am copying what John
yeah,
Voight says.
It's not real, Chris.
But I believe
Ugh.
John Voight because he's so
what about
believable in this.
What
film.
about the creature that will swim through your pee-pee hole?
Oh!
And then,
That's a real thing.
yeah, but it's only happened to like one person.
Yeah.
Oh, it has?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read about it.
No, okay.
Oh God.
no, it only took one, and then
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
other guy was
Yeah,
like,
right.
"All right, we know." Now
Every
we know.
man
Exactly.
knows about this thing.
Yeah.
It's like the guy that put
You just
metal
wait,
into a
that-
microwave and exploded.
That's
It
why
happened
you
one
do
time,
not,
but
you do
it
not
happens.
pee in a like river.
You know what I'd be real pissed off about? If I had to get my friend to a hospital and then there was this giant wall on the way, and then we blew that giant wall up,
Oh.
and there was nothing but snakes raining all over.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's
why you-
when I would be turning back. I'd be like, "Fuck this! We're not going this way."
Okay, this is a great
That's why you
introduction.
always have dynamite on you. Just saying.
Yeah, this is a great
You never know when you get
introduction
coming
where
over
I
the
want
wall.
to talk about what I think is a giant plot hole in this film.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I know where you're gonna go.
Okay,
With it. Go
so let me get
Doesn't happen.
what the plan was. Okay, the plan was, who was the guy that was else on the boat? Pablo, what was his name?
Marco?
Manuel?
Pedro. What was his name?
Manuel?
Was it Manuel?
No.
Thought it started with a P.
Mario?
This is the only character I did not write down in my notes because I did not think we would fucking
Because nobody
talk
gave a
about
shit about
him.
it, but we're going to talk about him now.
And you fucking
Anyways,
bring him up.
the boat
piece of
driver.
shit.
The boat driver. So the boat driver knows John Voight's character
Yes.
because they were poachers together.
Yeah.
Right? So
They
I'm
still are poachers.
Right,
together.
they still are. This is a grand master plan, apparently, that because John Voight is somehow stranded on this river, and they, need another boat? So he goes back somehow. He gets there. I don't know how he gets there.
Yeah.
He would have to have a boat to get back.
He gets back.
Unless he was already there and he called him on a cell phone, which don't exist at this time,
Yeah.
as far as I know. But so the plan was to get somebody to get a boat, and then they were going to come by and haphazardly come across John Voight
Yeah.
so that he could commandeer said boat and finally get the Anaconda.
Yeah.
But in the reality of it, why go through? He complicates his whole plan by even keeping the crew on the boat. Why
Yeah.
not just steal the boat and say, fuck you can stay on this shitty boat, and then we're going to go find the Anaconda? He has to take care of this entire crew.
Right.
And then not only has he to manipulate everybody and kill the people that are in his way and his obstacles, he makes it so complicated.
Because you wouldn't have a fucking movie otherwise.
What was the... That doesn't make it great writing. It's a shitty plan for anyone to do.
Yeah.
Steal
So,
the boat,
Are we under
kill the people,
Are we under the
dump 'em
on the
over, whatever you're
understanding
gonna
that
do.
those two were in cahoots?
They are.
They
in cahoots.
absolutely were in cahoots.
The entire time. It was the entire master
He
plan.
even says
That's
it when
what
he's
he
strapped
says.
to the mast of the boat. He even says, he's like, so I'm under the understanding, based on this picture, that you this was your whole plan the whole time. And then he goes, oh, you didn't catch the wasp?
Yeah, he said, don't
And then
forget-
she
he said,
punches
don't
him in the
forget about-
head.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No. Okay. Okay.
This was a grand master plan to get a boat.
Yeah, but
Or at
why not
least
just
fuel.
go back if he already was with somebody who had a boat,
Where
which was
was
the
he
boat
keeping-
driver? Like,
Right, that's
why
what
didn't
I
he just
don't
go with
understand. It's a
him?
giant plot hole. It doesn't make any sense. And even if he was on land, how did he get in contact with them? And even then, why not just kill the crew or get rid of the crew or leave the crew?
Because the crew is bait.
True.
No, monkeys are bait. We can just use monkeys.
Yeah,
No.
but that's not filling enough.
Okay.
No, that's true.
Not
He's
to
got a
catch,
good point.
not to catch that big of a snake.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make
They'd
any
be like,
sense.
"What's that
It's a-
speck on the
It's
ground?"
a convoluted and complicated plan to get what you need to get done.
It is, but that's what.
Yeah,
makes
but we're not
it-
making a short film here. We're making a feature-length film.
We need-
Oh my God,
we
like
need to
that's
get some
defense.
characters involved. We need to get Ice
we need
Cube.
we need character
We
development.
need Owen Wilson.
Obviously, you've never been to a pitch meeting before.
This was a bad pitch meeting.
It just starts with names
Well, you-
and then
yeah,
what the movie's about.
You just pitched me a short film, is what you pitched me.
well, maybe it
You
should
know?
have been a short film
I disagree.
with a very long snake.
But you're right. Once they blow that wall up and it rains snakes, you're not. I'm not going that way.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know who I said, oh man, you know what this would be perfect for? And when I say this, you guys are gonna agree with me. This is how good this movie is, Mike. If you put one different character in this movie is gold. You gotta change some other things around, but it's gold.
What movie? What characters?
You
Sorry.
put Indiana Jones in this movie, it's gold.
We talking about he's running away all the time. He's afraid of skanks.
He
Yeah,
hates
this is the
snakes.
worst thing.
Skanks.
He hates snakes.
Hates
I didn't say
skanks.
snakes.
He hates skanks too.
He's afraid of skanks.
Afraid of skanks.
He hates snakes. That's his ultimate fear. This is his ultimate movie.
Here, I have another.
John Voight would be his ultimate villain.
I have another plot hole that I want to find out if I'm correct in assuming. So, originally, John Voight wants them to basically go right at the fork in the road, right?
Yes.
And that will take them up to where he thinks this waterfall's at, right?
Right.
They don't. They continue going left, and they go that way for 100 miles or whatever. Then when they decide, okay, we need to go back, he said, let's just cut through this passage. So they're at another fork of the road going backwards, go left or right. They decide to go left.
Because he says we're gonna save 50 miles
We're
by
going to
doing
save
this.
50 miles by going down this shortcut.
Right.
But down the way of that shortcut is a wall.
That he claims he didn't know about, which he totally knew about because
Right.
he brought the dynamite to begin with.
But what I don't understand is how is beyond that wall the waterfall if they had gone right the first time, they would be on the other side of that wall.
I'm assuming there's a wall on the other side of the tributary as well.
You think there's two walls?
I think there's two walls because
I think that
what I
people-
understand
yeah.
from the wall is the wall was meant to keep the Anaconda in because the tribe that was living in that area who that worship the Anaconda probably said, wait, this
So you
thing
think
is
there's
too dangerous.
two walls?
I think there's two
Yeah.
walls that are blocking the tributary. I think he wanted to get him to go one way. He was going to blow up the wall on the other side. I understand that was a cage to keep that Anaconda from getting out into the open. Like, this tribe knew damn well that this thing was dangerous.
Yeah, but that Anaconda already proved land worthy. So what do they need?
It's true.
A wall in the river.
So then there's your plot hole, Kyle.
Yeah.
It could probably just... And not only that, but
it killed a panther.
No,
Come on,
it,
panther.
It went into like a friggin' tube or a fucking silo.
It was in a building the
I
whole
think
time.
it could get over that wall.
Who built the building in the tributary?
I'm glad you asked this.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked this
Do
question.
you have an answer?
I do. So there's a lot of
Here
fuel
we
there.
go.
There's a lot of fuel there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that this is in the same way, kind of like the Lost City of Zinj, but instead of diamonds with fuel, right? And they have these warrior
Is
snakes
a fuel
there.
refinery?
They have these warrior snakes there
I just don't want you to talk
to
anymore.
protect the fuel.
So this tribe that only knows sticks and stones can somehow pull oil out of the ground and then also refine it into gasoline and put it into steel drums, which they probably make in a blacksmith or something.
So they had to cut a lot of that out of the film. Because in the runtime,
this wasn't a
the
this
runtime
wasn't a short film, but it wasn't a really long film.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying it's very similar.
Make any sense?
No, not at all. It wasn't supposed to. But I'm just saying, like,
It's a very advanced,
It's-
isolated tribe.
yeah, well, like the city of Zinj, those people are they train monkeys. These people train snakes.
You
Same
don't
thing.
need like ironwork skills and skills on harvesting oil from the earth to train a monkey.
Hey,
You
how
just
are-
train a monkey? Like
Hey,
an
I don't
animal.
argue on how the pyramids were built.
Hey, now that we're bringing this up and you mentioned the city of Zinj,
Yeah.
do you think that tribe was pissed off that they killed their god snake, or are they just kind of like, thank God?
Well,
yeah,
they kinda
that's why
looked-
they came out because they were celebrating.
You think
the
so?
death of
It's like the end of Star Wars. They all come out and
They're
they're
all
like,
dancing with the Ewoks.
They were like, finally, it's safe to row in these waters once again.
God, we are really killing that Star Wars thing. We are really
No,
promoting.
yeah.
Disney should give us money for this one.
Go ahead, Disney.
Go ahead, Disney.
I dare you.
Star Wars, brought to you by Cult Film in Review.
They really talked about.
I think
Go
it's
see
the- I
Star
think it's the
Wars.
other way around, Mike.
So, I also want to talk about the cinematography and how fucking lame that was in this movie. It's just so.
I think we just talk about how
we
great
Come on,
that
that's
angle
there
was.
was some good camera
that
angles,
spinning
though, we
shot,
said that.
the opening spinning shot when it like lands down onto the water. You didn't love that?
No. What about when it flies out of the fucking smokestack?
Oh yeah, that was
like
good.
Like
that was a
snake,
good.
like a snake grenade.
That looked good.
Snake rocket.
Snake.
Yeah. Right into the water. Still on fire.
I know it does not burn out either. Like,
No.
what's on? Is it because there's oil? Or
Yeah,
like,
it must. Yeah, because
Because
the
again-
tribe, because
Again?
the tribe hasn't learned how to properly
They-
refine it. It's raw oil.
Now
Yeah.
it's caught in all the oil.
It's
Have you
See?
ever? Have you
It's
ever?
bubbling
It's
crude.
an environmental
Texas
issue.
tea.
crude. That's
Have you
pure
ever
crude right
tried to? Have you ever tried to barrel oil in a basket, Chris?
Yes, I
Yeah.
It's
have
not easy.
not.
Yeah, we've all done this.
It's not easy.
there.
Okay.
Barrel oil in a basket.
That's what
I
they
have
do.
never tried to
I like how
bury
the
oil
tribe
in a
built a
basket.
smokestack as well.
Yeah, they did. They built
Well,
a
that's
refinery.
okay. So that's the other thing, though. So obviously, before the tribe built this wall, somebody had built something there, and the
doesn't-
snake killed all the people there, right?
Probably.
I guess maybe the tribe were like, "Hey, we got to build a wall."
So people had to know there was giant snakes
So
there.
that wall's not that old. How old did he say that wall was?
I have. He doesn't say. I don't think he ever.
I think
says.
they make some kind of comment about
Right?
the age of that wall.
Because what is that? What is that? They're in like a refinery, right?
Yeah, that's what that was.
So there's a refinery that
Some
people
kind of
obviously
factory.
knew about, and they weren't like, "Hey, we got a giant fucking snake problem."
Exterminator's not coming
They
out.
went, they went through 5 exterminators. They're
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let's just move 10 miles south.
There's your plot hole. That's the prequel. I want to do the prequel.
So why is there an
10
old
miles
ass
south.
wall and a new ass refinery? You know,
10 miles south, the Anaconda preview.
Prequel.
The prequel.
Yeah.
you're just nailing words tonight, Cody.
You know what? I'm having fun tonight. We've all had a couple, gin drinks. and
Anaconda
whatnot.
4: The Secret of the Paraguayan Sweatshop.
Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Andyconda.
Andyconda. What? No, it'd be Anaconda 5, The Lost City of Zinj.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
There's your crossover.
And they fight each other.
Yeah, gorillas
Yeah.
versus
They
snakes.
did-
Dude,
wait, they
imagine
did
like
one-
10 gray gorillas on one of these snakes just pummeling it.
Riding it into war. It's like Lord of the Rings
shit.
now.
So they're on the same side?
Yeah, they're on the same side.
And they've already
fuck.
done. They did a crossover. It was
did.
Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Oh shit!
Yep.
I like how
Who
a
won?
lake
Yeah.
versus
I don't know.
Anaconda.
I don't know.
I bet you it was
I don't
Lake
know.
Placid.
It had to
would
be.
imagine.
Lake Placid is a town. Like, why is that
No,
fighting
I
the
think,
Anaconda?
no, I think I've seen.
When the Lake Placid and the Anaconda
I believe
fight,
I've seen a video
that's my
on
favorite
YouTube
scene.
where a anaconda actually, or a boa constrictor or something, eats a friggin' giant crocodile, like just ingests.
I
it.
feel
just
like
got
Lake.
serious.
I feel like the Lake.
No,
Placid,
I feel like I've seen this for
I
real.
feel like the Lake Placid
It's probably
crocodile
gone
or
both
alligator would
ways.
win. It's crocodile.
it's
isn't
gone
it?
both ways.
Yes.
I think it's a crocodile,
It is a
isn't it?
crocodile because alligator.
I feel
is
like it would win.
saltwater. Right?
Crocodiles are salt.
Which-
I don't know.
No,
Snakes
no,
are
no,
pretty
you're right.
fucking
Alligator.
fast, though.
So it's
Alligators
alligator.
are
So it'd be
saltwater.
crocodile. Yeah.
Which, if I get to pick again and I decide to do another creature feature, don't expect Lake Placid. It'll be Blood Surf.
Although Lake Placid has a great character, that old lady. She's,
Betty White?
She's fucking Betty White. She's
Yep.
just letting the F bombs go. It's hilarious.
Anyways,
Let's
so
talk
this.
about a anaconda.
Yeah, I want to talk more about
Anaconda.
this movie because what I want to say about this movie and a positive for it is that this is the king of snake movies, in my opinion.
Really?
Who's the competition?
Really?
The sequel to
Python
this
versus
movie?
boa,
Hold on, hold on,
my
hold on.
God.
What about snakes
Just
on a plane?
Python. There
snakes
was
on a
that too.
plane.
Snakes on a plane.
I
Did you
think.
say the king of giant snake movies?
I
Snake
would-
on his plane would not qualify.
No, I would just say the king of snake movies in general. What? Name another good snake movie. We said snakes on a plane.
Name another snake movie.
Boa,
Just do that.
boa versus
You
python.
already said that. Yeah, exactly.
Snakes on a plane.
Yeah, you already said that. What else?
Hold on.
No, I'm waiting. I'm been waiting a long time.
Snakes on a train.
Conan the
It's not a very
Barbarian.
That's a
Hey.
fucking real movie. Look it up. Dare you to look it up. Snakes on a Train is a real movie.
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause there's that big.
Was there like a movie called
that
like,
was kind of the guy,
Viper
though,
or
right?
something?
Yeah, there is a movie called Viper. Also,
I thought that was a Stallone movie about an assassin.
I hope
that's called
I
Cobra.
hope not.
Oh, Cobra. I'm sorry.
Cobra, yeah. That was a good
love that
one.
Cobra.
speaking of
do
Stallone, speaking of Stallone movies,
I love that.
so the director of this, Luis, what is it, Lolosa?
Losa?
He directed The Specialist, which is a Stallone movie.
That's a good
Which is
movie.
actually a good movie.
It's a good movie.
And he also directed Sniper, which is a good movie too. I like
I do
Sniper.
not think that's a good
I
movie.
remember.
You don't
Sniper.
like Sniper?
No.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
Fuck
that
Tom Berenger.
He shoots him
Oh my
right
God.
through the scope.
Right through the scope,
Right
bro.
through the scope.
Right through the scope. There's only like one other man who could do that, and he lives in the Amazon, and his name is Paul.
Is that what is it?
Yeah.
Surround.
All right, guys.
Paul Sereno?
We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna rate this film.
Honey, what did he do to you?
Okay, stop. Think about how much money this would be worth. Imagine capturing something like this on film for the first time ever. Let's be honest, what else are we supposed to do?
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm about to throw both of y'all son of bitches in the river myself.
I don't think so.
I didn't want this to happen, people. Let's go, Westridge. Okay. Gary?
All right, guys. So let's rate this. I want to rate it Mean Mugs, and you can choose whose Mean Mug it is, either John Voight's or Ice Cube's. Mean Mug. You get to choose. I'm opening it up wide open to you. First, I would like to start off with Mike. I want to know what Mike thought of Anaconda.
Okay, so since this film is so
Good.
no,
Amazing.
so relatable to Congo in almost
It
every
is.
way. It's
It
only
really
like plot
is.
points and everything.
It really is.
I look back and I saw that I gave Congo 1 Amy. I actually like this film a little more than Congo.
How the scale is so much smaller. That's the
no,
problem.
no,
It just
no.
takes place on a fucking boring
I
ass.
found it.
river.
I found it more entertaining. I felt like the plot was a little bit more cohesive.
Are you fucking insane? Than a
No.
talking gorilla?
Yeah, it
You're
was
crazy.
just a little bit.
Get
just
out of
a
here,
little bit.
giant snakes. Get out of here
Anyways,
with your fantasy world.
so I'm gonna give this one and a half mean mugs.
Who's mean? Muggin.
Who's mean muggin?
Yeah.
I can't. Can I not pick John Voight because you picked John Voight?
You
that
can
how
pick
that
anybody
works?
you
You
want.
pick
You
whoever
pick
you
who you
want.
want.
You mean
okay.
Ice
I want
Cube
I
or
want
John Voight?
Tommy Lee Jones.
No, it's
John-
Ice Cube or John
I'm not gonna
Voight.
go look for
Well,
Tommy Lee
no,
Jones.
Why?
mean
I
mug
can pick
face.
whatever mean mug I want. I can.
Your
tell-
options are
From
John
Tommy Lee
Voight or
Jones.
Ice Cube.
Just Google Tommy Lee Jones at the
All right,
Oscars.
Chris, just give him Ice
and
Cube.
No,
Just give him Ice Cube.
He gets Ice Cube.
You
okay,
get
Ice
Cube.
Cube.
You're gonna get a fucking. You're gonna get a tribe titty. That's what you're getting.
Oh God, that's not a mean mug.
Well, it makes you mean mug.
You know what I want to know? I want to know what you thought of it, Kyle. Kyle, did you think that this was, better than Congo, or
You're just reeling me in on that one.
Kyle? What did you think of this movie?
I'm gonna give it 1.5 mean mugs.
And why?
Because this movie's horrible. It's boring. All the characters, all the acting is so plastic and just fake and cookie cutter. It's just not good. Just not good at all.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is it relatable to Congo?
It is in the sense of it being an adventure film.
Okay.
But Congo is far superior because Congo has multiple sets. They're traveling. It actually feels like they're on a journey, whereas in Anaconda, it feels like they're in one spot of the river, just just floating there.
Quiz time, Kyle.
Sure.
How much better was Congo than Anaconda?
What did I give Congo?
You tell me.
What did I give it? Did I give
You
it
tell
2?
me.
Give it 1?
Do you think is what you gave it?
I don't
No,
know.
I
I'm
think
gonna tell you what he gave it. He
gave
gave
it
it 5 Amy's.
Yeah.
He gave it
Oh!
the best possible review that he could possibly give it.
That's why I said Congo's better than this.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
That
That's
is
what
what
I
he
just
said.
said.
That is what
No,
he
no,
said.
no. But
I just said that Congo's way better than this.
no,
because
I know
it's a
you
better
said
movie.
that, but you didn't say 5 Amy's.
What?
You did not say 5.
You didn't say 5 Amy's worth.
What did I say?
I knew it
I'm
was
just saying
high.
you said like
I
2.
knew it was high.
You said like 2.
Oh, well, because you psyched me out with your
Oh, yeah.
with your quiz
See how
time.
this podcast
Don't
is...
get me drunk and then try to trick me.
Can I
you
just say,
motherfucker.
see how
It's
this
morphing-
podcast
I
has
thought-
grown
Yeah, it's grown
from
with-
our first episodes to the now episodes. We are so much better at rating films.
Are we better? Or we...
I stand
Maybe
by my
worse.
5 Amy's on Congo.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
God. I think this is the first episode where we've actually interjected and told each other that we were wrong for saying what our ratings
Let
were.
me
know,
just say
it
something.
is.
Too high. Too high.
Chris,
Uh,
give us a rating.
well,
that's
this
too high.
movie was just beautifully shot. The director really had a serious direction that I followed
I liked his
pretty
tone.
well. The effects were top notch, I think.
When did Chris become a
superb
robot?
I know.
cast.
This is like NPR.
Superb cast.
That says that
Eh.
I had Rames show.
And I kind of liked it. So
No.
I'm giving it a 2.
I knew it.
I'm giving
I
it
knew
a
he was gonna
2.
give this a good rating.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. I had fun with it. Kind of remembered watching it when I was a kid. I don't think it was that terrible, but I won't watch this movie again probably.
Well, just for note, you definitely gave Congo a little bit more too as well.
Yeah, I like Congo better.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
Gave it a 3.
Yeah,
You gave it a 3.
yeah.
So for me, this is an adventure movie that is the same realm as Congo, as everybody has mentioned here. But again, just like the scale, nowhere near the size of Congo, because $100,000 a second had to go into that fucking snake instead of throwing a guy in a suit like Congo did. So the effects, they don't hold up. It's they're pretty rough. The shots are pretty boring. The acting is pretty cardboard, except I would say for probably Owen Wilson, but he's just doing Owen Wilson. And I would say John Voight, who is just doing whatever the fuck he wants,
much.
which is amazing.
I
And I
think
think
it was high the whole time.
like I would give this. I'm gonna give this movie. This is how I'm gonna rate this movie. It's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna give it 2 mean mugs as this movie, but I'm gonna give John Voight.
Oh, my mean mugs were Ice Cube, by the way.
I'm going to give
Sorry.
John Voight's performance 5 mean mugs because he's what I believe makes this a cult film because he's hilarious to watch. in
Chris,
this
can we
movie.
do a separate rating just for Cody?
What does that mean?
Like just off to the side, we'll just put like, and by the way, asterisk, 5 mean mugs for John Voight.
Yeah,
As a
John
Cody.
Voight's performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Look at that.
There
We're
we go.
allowed.
There we go.
We're allowed.
Look
we
at
only,
that.
We only have so much canvas space. Don't lie to him. Don't lie to him, Chris.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to this train wreck of an episode. It was much of a train wreck as the movie is. What I want to say is make sure that you follow us on Facebook. You follow us on Instagram at cultfilm_review, on Twitter at cultfilm_review. You can follow Mike at
Mike Lucio on Twitter.
You can follow me at cultfilm. Cody on Twitter.
All over the place. We're all over Twitter.
And
where else can you find that?
Oh, well, friendlyneighborhoodfilmmaking.com.
Oh, you said it right this time.
Where
I was hoping you'd
where I periodically is the word I want to use. Write about film.
Only when he's on his period. That's
Yeah,
when he
only-
writes about film.
Once a month.
It's a little late this month.
Guys, if
I'm concerned.
if there is a movie we have missed, please let us know on any one of those formats. You can let us know, and we might pick it and send you a little something. That's our show for this week. See you on down the river.
Wait, is this the first episode of New Year's?
Oh yeah, happy fucking New Year's!
Happy fucking New Year's,
Happy
guys!
New Year's.
How we with the whole show?
2016. What's up?
Hey, there it is. Ball drop.
The ball fucking dropped on that